Here's my center of operations, my desk. Go ahead and poke around. If you want to know the particulars of how I do what I do, take a look at the book titled...
Let's just look at the case file. I'll just make sure something's working properly, because that's important. It is. Take a look at the case file.
Current assignment. What assignment? Bess and I are flying to New Orleans for a long weekend of fabulous music, sightseeing, and food. Okay, so I'm also going to visit Ned's friend Henry Bolet, but only as a favor to Ned. Apparently, Henry's uncle just died, and he had to go down there for a couple of weeks. Ned says Henry's a nice guy, but kind of a loner who might appreciate a little company. So, the first thing I'll do is leave Bess at our hotel in the French Quarter and take a cab out to the mansion where Henry's staying. Ned called him and said I'd be coming. But once that's done, it'll be lazy les bon temps brûlés. The only bad news is the weather's not supposed to be that great this weekend. But what's a little stormy weather when you're in the heart of the Big Easy, right? Right.
All right. Let's go. Senior detective as always. All right. Do.
Hello? Anybody here? Hi, the door was open.
Here, drink this.
What is it?
Something that'll make you feel better. Drink it. Just a couple sips.
Yeah, why not? It looks nasty.
Okay.
That's it.
No offense, but yuck.
Don't make her drink any of your weirdo concoctions. Then I really will have to take her to the emergency room.
You just go back to your phone call and leave us be. Don't pay him any mind.
Where am I?
You're at Henry Bolet's house, dear, in the library. He and I carried you in here after I found you unconscious in the foyer.
Why is it so dark in here?
The electricity went out. Lightning must have struck a transformer somewhere. What happened? Can you remember?
Well, the front door was open, so I walked in, and then I saw this... Well, I saw a skeleton. And then he saw me. And then the light started flickering, and he threw something at me that exploded. The smoke must have made me pass out.
You saw a skeleton?
I'm sure it was just someone, wearing a costume or something. I'm Nancy Drew, by the way. I came to see Henry.
So we surmised. I'm Renee Amand. I'm Bruno Bolet's housekeeper. That is, I was. This skeleton that attacked you, perhaps we should call the police.
No emergency room, no police. Things are complicated enough as it is.
Henry's feeling a mite overwhelmed. Well, you are looking much better, so I'm gonna get back to my plant potting. You need anything? I'll be outside in the garden.
I should call them and keep them on hold for 5 hours and see how they like it.
Oh, all right. Time to look around. Heath. Let's see here. This is going to be interesting just because I have played this game before. I remember some things, even though this was well over 10 years ago. Nothing to interact with yet. Let's see.
So, Nancy, nice to meet you. Ned sent you here to check up on me, huh?
He's kind of worried about you, that's all.
Ned's a nice guy. I mean, I really don't know him that well, just from school. But when I mentioned that my only living relative just died, he was all like, "Yeah? How you feeling, man? You doing okay? Wanna talk?" Of course, I guess I do come across as a little needy sometimes.
You look pretty busy.
Great Uncle Bruno named me executor of his estate, which means I have to make sure all his bills are paid and debts taken care of so his assets can be distributed. Unfortunately, he couldn't have cared less about little things like keeping records or balancing checkbooks. Dealing with his creditors and their lawyers has been an absolute nightmare.
He made you his executor? You two must have been close.
Not really. My parents died in a car crash when I was 8. Since I had no other relatives, he took me in, or should I say he shipped me out. Boarding school, summer camp, military school, college. He may have looked after me, but he never spent any time with me. I didn't know him at all. So, thanks for stopping by, Nancy. And now you can report back to Ned that I'm fine and go enjoy New Orleans.
No, I can't. Not until I know who that skeleton man was and what he was doing here and why he knocked me out like that. Look, I can understand you're not wanting to call the police, but somebody should investigate. And since playing detective is kind of a hobby with me.
No offense, but are you sure you didn't just pass out from the heat and humidity or something and dream that you saw the skeleton dude?
I'm positive.
Okay, look around all you want. But I should probably warn you, Uncle Bruno was into exotic pets. Didn't believe in cages, so he gave him the run of the place. And just because he's dead doesn't mean they are. So if you're gonna go poking around, be careful.
Alright. Poke around. Just nowhere. Probably used for a puzzle at some point. Miniature Models of America, first place, 1986. 1982. 1985. Why out of order? 78. 91. A ball. Glass eye.
Yes?
Did we take it?
I definitely took it.
Is your great uncle's estate worth very much?
I have no idea. Nor will I until I get all his affairs settled. He was a dentist for most of his life, so he must have had some money squirreled away. As you can tell, he was darn good at squirreling away junk.
Have you had any of his things appraised?
Somebody from a curio shop came in and took a quick look around, but it wasn't anything formal.
I'm going to keep looking around.
Sounds good.
Okay. We found a glass eye. Great. Very nice. Kind of weird having like the iris area blink. Must be like a code or something that I don't know.
It's just the pictures.
That's the front door, but I'm not leaving until I figure out what Mr. Skeleton Man was up to.
Alright, well we can look at the room where he was. He was right in here. Overlooking the graveyard, it seems. 40 winks. Oh. What? Okay. That. Again, some kind of combo. Don't know. Missing painting. Oh, they all have an item. A lollipop, monkey, hat, axe, toothbrush. Why does he have a toothbrush?
Yeah.
Banana. Why not? It's a fan and dog. Huh, okay. Bird. We know one of the tiles, it seems. Zeeks. Charcoal. Finding some stuff already. And a game. This, ooh. Okay, I see. Marbles roll, this slides. And I probably have to get here to get the eye. So that means oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. That one. This guy out of the way. Do that. You have to do this with this one. And then you can do that. Move this one up. Right. That way. Dang it. What am I supposed to do with this? Do that. Nuts. I shouldn't have moved that one up. I messed up. I apologize for this being so not nice. I'll put it like down here maybe. I can't do anything. Oh. Gotta go. But if it does, then I can't really use it. Right? I can. I think this will work. Again, if I do this, that's the first one down. Now, the second one. Gotta reverse these. I think I need to switch these. Move this one. Dude. That'll. This is not. I need this in a different spot because I can go like that. Do that. But now I need it one lower. I really needed this one lower. I needed it here. Okay. Now that I know that, I can move it there. I think that's something I can actually. I need it right there. That's where I need it. Try this. I messed it up. I meant to push this over one. Now it's so obnoxious. Up. Push it in one. Then I can take this marble, like that. Boom. Push it over one again. And scot-free. Boom. 3 lasers down.
Yep, you've got one left.
Yeah. I need to have the block for this one, I believe. Now I can push the block. So I think this marble, I push, and I can push this block out of the way and that marble up. I can push this over here. Up. And I should be able to get in there, so I can right. Down. Push it this way to here. Move around, push it down here. One. Okay. I think I have it. I have to move. No! I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. God dang it. I didn't want to do that. I have to move over. Do this. I didn't move the marble yet. And that's what screwed me up. I had to move the marble. There.
Yep. Looks like you've got this almost done.
Yeah, I figured it out. Took me like 20 minutes, but you know, I got there eventually. Boom. Eyeball.
Now you've got 2 eyeballs.
Yep. I haven't looked at my inventory. There we go. Got another eyeball. We got 2 eyeballs. Good thing they don't take up their own inventory spot. That'd be a bit much. They stack. So I don't think there's anything else in here. We got burnt up thing for Zeke's. This, I don't know, charcoal thing that has a footprint on it. And we got some charcoal, so if we can get some paper and find somewhere to use it. I haven't been upstairs yet. Hmm.
Another a ball.
Yeah, another one. What's here? Okay, nothing. Nothing else. An outline as if there's a door here. That's always nice. Okay, nothing else in here. And a door we cannot access. Alright. Now there's supposedly a garden area that I'm assuming is not in the rain. Here we go.
Nancy, welcome to my little lantern-lit corner of the world.
It's a little wet out here.
I don't mind. No one should mind the rain. Without it, the end of the world would come much too soon. Did you and Henry have a nice chat?
Did I detect a little animosity between you two back there?
Henry's a very morose, very negative young man. Very cunning, too. In fact, I'm fairly certain that he's been selling off Dr. Bolay's belongings on the sly.
Won't all of Dr. Bolay's belongings go to Henry anyway?
Absolutely not. According to Dr. Bolay's will, Henry is to get 30% of the estate. Dr. Bolay's physician, Gilbert Buford, gets 30%. Our Lady of Route 57 School of Dentistry and Cosmetology gets 30%. And I am to receive 10%.
What was in that concoction you wanted me to drink after I got knocked out?
Never you mind. It was just a little remedy I brewed up on the spot to help you feel better.
If you don't like Henry that much, how come you're still here?
I'm here because Dr. Bolay paid me in advance, and I always fulfill my obligations.
Have you ever seen this before? I found it by that scale model of the cemetery that's inside the house.
It's a mystery to me. I suggest you ask Henry. He leaves things lying around all the time. I guess it figures I won't notice amid all the other clutter. But I do. I notice everything. How else may I be of service to you?
Why is there an empty frame in the gallery inside?
That is a very good question. I first noticed the canvas was missing after the reception following Dr. Bolay's funeral. But as for why it was missing, I do not know.
If you don't mind my asking, what's in that little pouch you wear around your neck?
Things. Secret things. Things that give me special talents when special times demand them. People usually laugh when I say this, but this pouch is my connection to the energy that powers the universe.
Oh,
Well, at least you didn't laugh.
I did.
I'd better get going.
One more thing. I, too, have seen the skeleton man. After Dr. Bolay passed, that night, I saw him in the hallway. He was there, then he was gone. So you best be careful, Nancy Drew, because if it was Mr. Death, and I truly think it was, he's come back.
Yeah, she's into some voodoo stuff. This is New Orleans, so... Or as they say, Nolans. I guess that's a thing. They don't like... Some people don't like it when you say New Orleans. The giveaway that you're a florist, maybe. They all say Nolans. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk to Henry.
Yes?
Renee says she noticed the canvas for one of the paintings in the gallery was missing shortly after Bruno died.
So she says. All I know for sure is that it's gone. It was of my parents. I think it was painted in the garden out back. Renee doesn't like me. Wouldn't surprise me if she took it out of spite.
I found this scrap of paper in the fireplace. Do you know anything about it?
No. You always go digging around in people's fireplaces?
Just looking for something that might tell me who that skeleton man was.
Ah. Anything else?
Why is there a model of a cemetery in the other room?
Because Great Uncle Bruno used to oversee the cemetery next door. Made that scale model so he could keep track of where everything, or should I say everyone, was. Crafted all those miniature crypts himself. And people think I'm weird.
Do you know what this is? I found it in the other room.
Looks to me like some kind of tracing.
I was thinking that maybe my skeleton man left it behind.
Well, I sure don't know anything about it. Anything else?
I'll let you get back to work.
Whatever.
Let's start calling. I'm a senior detective. I don't need a task
Check.
list. Journal entries, observations, suspects. Don't really care. Let's do some calls. Cab company.
You can always call the cab company.
Nice, one click and I just call. That's convenient.
Due to current weather and road conditions, cab service to the greater New Orleans area has been temporarily suspended. We regret being unable to serve you at this time.
That's fine. Ned's the one that wanted us here, so we'll call him.
Hello? Nancy?
Hey, Ned.
It's about time you called. Did you make it to New Orleans okay?
Yep.
Have you seen Henry?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I like the way you said that. Is he okay?
He's fine. Well, he's the executor of his great-uncle Bruno's estate, which he's not real happy about. But he and his great-uncle weren't that close, so he's not grief-stricken or anything.
Well then, are you okay?
Other than being attacked on my way into Henry's house by a skeleton wearing a red ascot and getting knocked out by the smoke bomb he threw at me, I'm fine too.
What?
Let's just say that I've stumbled onto a mystery, and I'm not leaving till I solve it. It's also raining cats and dogs, and there's no cab service, so I'm kind of stuck out here anyway.
Is Bess with you?
No, I told her I'd meet her back at the hotel.
So tell me about this skeleton man.
Well, it was someone in a costume, obviously. He or she was leaning over something in the great room when I walked in and surprised them.
So they threw a smoke bomb at you and ran?
Yeah, I must have interrupted whatever they were doing.
What were they leaning over?
A scale model of the cemetery next door. Henry says his great-uncle Bruno made it so he could keep track of who was buried there. Apparently, Bruno used to oversee the cemetery. And right near the scale model, I found a tracing of some kind of symbol. I'm thinking maybe Skeleton Man dropped it.
Why would Skeleton Man be interested in the scale model of a cemetery?
Good question. Maybe I'll take a real good look around in there and see if I can find out.
Good idea.
I'm still trying to figure out how you got to be friends with Henry.
Well, we're not best friends or anything. Heck, we're not really even friends. I just feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he never hangs out with anyone between classes, and when I'd heard there'd been a death in the family, I just wanted to make sure he was okay all by himself down there.
Don't worry, he's fine. A little strange, maybe, but fine.
That's good to hear.
You know, you're a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I know.
Right after Henry's great-uncle Bruno died, someone stole one of the paintings from his gallery. Just took the canvas and left the frame.
Anything else missing from the house?
I don't think so. At least no one has said anything. Of course, the only people here are Henry and Bruno's housekeeper, Renee. And this house is so full of stuff. Even if something else was missing, it would be ages until anyone noticed.
You think the missing painting ties in with your skeleton man somehow?
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea how it ties in, but my gut feeling is there's some kind of relationship between the two.
Well, if there is, I'm sure you'll find it.
Bruno Bolet's housekeeper, Renee, is still here, despite the fact that she and Henry don't really get along that well.
Why do you think she's staying on?
She says it's because Bruno paid her in advance.
But you don't believe her.
10% of Bruno's estate is supposed to go to her, only she thinks Henry's been selling off Bruno's assets on the sly. So it wouldn't surprise me if she's staying on so she can keep tabs on him.
How much of Bruno's estate is Henry supposed to get?
30%.
That's a pretty healthy chunk. He wouldn't be selling stuff on the sly. This Renee person sounds kind of paranoid.
What this Renee person is freaky.
In what way?
She wanted me to drink some strange-looking concoction after I passed out from the smoke bomb, but she refused to tell me what was in it. And she wears this weird little pouch around her neck. Says what's inside it connects her to the energy that powers the universe.
She's probably harmless, but stay on her good side, just in case.
That's it for now.
Keep me posted. You got that?
Got it. Bye, Ned.
Bye, Nance.
Haven't heard from Bess in quite some time.
Hello?
Bess, hi, it's me.
Hey, Nance. I just got back from shopping, which I am happy to report is fantastic here. So, what's going on with you?
A lot.
A lot is in a whole bunch of fun stuff?
Let me start by telling you what happened when I arrived at Henry's house. I walked up to the front door and discovered it was open, so I walked in.
Yeah, we don't have to have her explain it again and again. Oh boy!
You were knocked out by a skeleton wearing a red ascot?
Someone dressed as a skeleton wearing a red ascot. Although the housekeeper here thinks it really was a skeleton, Mr. Death. But then, she's a little strange.
Do you think it was a burglar?
I'm not sure. I caught him or her sneaking around this scale model of a cemetery, and later I found a tracing of something right by it. So if I could just figure out what it's a tracing of, and what, if anything, it has to do with that model cemetery, I might be able to figure out who Skeleton Man is.
I know that tone of voice. You're not leaving there until you've done just that, are you?
Actually, I'm not leaving because they've canceled cab service around here because of the rain. In fact, since I can't go anywhere, I'm hoping you can check something out for me. I found some kind of receipt in the fireplace that may or may not be a clue.
What's it a receipt for?
That's what I need to find out. See, it's half burned up. All I can read is the receipt number and the name of the place it's from. Zeke's.
Zeke's? You gotta be kidding me.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm sitting here on our balcony in the French Quarter looking down at a place across the street called Zeke's.
That's great. So go over there and ask whoever's behind the counter what receipt number 21-3872 is for.
You want me to snoop?
I wouldn't call it snooping.
Forget it. Not gonna do it.
Beth.
I'm not good at that sneaking around stuff, Nancy. I get nervous, my tongue gets all knotted up, my palms sweat, to say nothing of my armpits.
Beth, receipt number 21-3872. Just go in and ask what it's for. No big deal.
Maybe not for you.
Beth, you can do it.
This is not gonna end well. I just know it. Okay, I'll call you as soon as it's over.
I'll be waiting.